What up, G Life? It's your boy Mr. Shadow back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys comment, make sure you subscribe to the channel, share if possible because it does help out my channel. What I wanted to talk about was something that a person I was debating with on a psychology channel was asking me, and if I could do a video on it, which was, how was I able to know details about the video in which we were watching? It was a live video, obviously, you know what I mean? So it's not like, oh, you already watched that video or something like that. You get what I mean? A person, sharing their stories. And if I'm psychic, which, I don't believe in the supernatural and stuff like that. It's not that I'm psychic. It's just that certain details about a person's character would already tell you a whole lot about the individuals. Especially when it comes to relationship-wise. Like when a man is over-controlling and doesn't take his significant others feelings into consideration. That 9 times out of 10 is always happens because one or two things: the father is absent from his life, or they have no communication. They have no bond, and the mother tends to. They're more of a. I'm not gonna say a mama's boy, but they have a better, bigger bond with the mother, right? Now, when it becomes, how can I say, like ill behaviors and stuff like that, is when the mother, is somewhat aggressive, but still they have a bond. So when the man, becomes of age, gets a girl, and they start dating. He's very controlling. He wants everything his way. Everything must be catered to him. You know what I mean? There's no 50-50. It's all one-sided. Yet they don't see nothing wrong with that. Or yet the little that they do, put in, they act like if you're grateful you even got that. Like if it's like like if it equals all the amount of effort you put. You know what I mean? Because the mother, always does everything for the child and stuff like that. But at the same time, since they weren't able to tell the mother anything, how they're like passionately aggressive, they weren't able to ever, lash out or fully express themselves. But now with this person that they can, so that's why they're able to feel like, to put a foot down. Like, it's kind of like, you had it. It was a straw that broke the camel's back, and you just, they naturally come off that way. And 9 times out of 10 is because they didn't have the father in their life, or they didn't have a bond, where they were kind of more of a mama's boy, and that's the reason why it falls back on a woman. Unfortunately, sad, how this trickles down into everything. So it's not just about gangs, why they choose this life, but also building up people's characters. And that's why, you get individuals who are very controlling, who, lack any type of effort when it comes to the relationship. Like the woman pretty much has to be doing everything and putting in all the effort, while he makes her feel like every argument you guys have is her fault. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, it's just him lashing out, everything when he was being raised up, because he felt like he was never doing anything wrong, and his mother was over exaggerating and blowing stuff out of proportion. So psychologically, he really thinks like that's what's actually unfolding here. You know what I mean? And he's just not gonna have it. That's just the way it is. Kind of like a serial killer that hates, his mother, a lot or whatever, but he doesn't kill the mother. Instead, he goes and kills people that look like his mother. For the very exact same reason. These effects tend to happen. So when a man is like that, 9 times out of 10 is because, he didn't have his father in his life, and and his mother, did pretty much everything for him. But she could be, kind of vicious sometimes. You get what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. It's a very unhealthy relationship. It's gonna be, a lot of rocky road, because for stuff like that, they need some kind of therapy, because it's They need therapy. That's the only way they're going to change. You know what I mean? They need to reevaluate their scenario in their life. That this is not, like how he was being raised with his mother and stuff like that. He needs to see that people are just not going to stand by and allow you to mistreat them. You know what I mean? So if you really care to hold, what you have in your life, whether your family, your wife, your household, you have to see that before you end up losing it all. Um, Sadly, most people don't want to go to therapy, and rather choose to be ignorant, and then they lose everything. You know what I mean? And then they're right there wondering, like what happened. And it's like, well, you didn't want to seek medical help. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? That's the problem, that we're raised up to think talking about our emotions and stuff like that is a bad thing, when naturally a human is supposed to express himself. You know what I mean? It's very bad when you keep it all bottled up inside. It's not healthy. You know what I mean? Like I said, we're just social creatures. And when you isolate yourself like that and you keep everything bottled up inside, you're putting so much stress on the brain that it's unhealthy. You know what I mean? You start losing, all sense of common sense, and stuff like that. You know, but yeah, that's basically, it goes back to what I say. Watch how you raise your kid, and watch who you're having kids with. You know what I mean? Because a child does need both of his parents in his life, and he needs to be growing up seeing that they have a healthy relationship, and not a rocky one, because a rocky one is gonna psychologically mess with him. The brain is a very sensitive thing, but I'm just saying, shadow, we out.